when I started having engagement with you, it was engagement with you and Abby.
Yeah.
And when she started wheeling in, I'm like, oh my God, she's so much like Amanda. And I was like, okay, this is like perfect for me because I get this couple because I'm living this world right there. So let me ask you, because a lot of people wonder how we do it. Tell me how, I mean, and I think it's the only way we can coexist. Tell me how it's two super alphas live under the same roof and can be as close as you are.
It's the same ethos that you take at Born Primitive. We're a team.
Right.
Right. And there's accountability and there's consequences to if there's accountability, there's going to be a consequence to that. And that woman holds me accountable. And my consequence is if I fuck up and do something she doesn't like, I don't get to like, just let it go. No, we're going to fucking talk about this shit and I'm going to fucking figure out a way to not let that happen again. It doesn't matter what it is. And as much as that fucking, just makes me crazy sometimes, it is making me the best possible version of myself that I can be, and I try to do that. I try to do the same thing with her. It's just different with women. You have to speak to them a different way. You know what I mean? Like she knows how to get a response out of me.
Oh yeah.
And I know how to get a response out of her. Right. And it's just, it comes down to respecting each other and to being a team, I treat her like an equal. She is an equal partner in this shit. I don't look at myself as, and I struggled with it at first. I was like, I earned all this shit. You don't fucking tell me, and it's like, that's a terrible mindset and attitude to have, especially with a strong-willed alpha woman. She will fuck you up. Like she didn't give a shit about any of that. She was like, look, if we're going to do this shit, we're in it together because your dumbass mistakes affect me too. And I do have dumbass attacks sometimes where I'm like, I get all excited about something. I just want to dive into it. And she's got to be the one that reels me back. And is like, hold on a minute. Let's fucking take a look at what this really looks like and what you're actually getting yourself into before you just dive into some shit. And that's where, we coexist so well is because, we do everything together. It's my best friend. Yep. Like we are best fucking friends. It's like, we hang out every night together. We hang out most of the day during to get together. The problem in the NFL is you see a lot of guys get divorced afterwards too, because they're home. Now they're fucking home. And that's why you see a lot of guys going into like media and coaching and all this other shit because they can't fucking stand just being home and hanging out. Like they didn't realize that their wife was not that fun to hang out with, But I have a wife that is awesome to hang out with. She loves to do most of the shit other than hunting. She will do literally everything else that I like to do.
You just described my home front. So first of all, I call Amanda the house commander. Because when I roll in, babe. So the biggest thing.
I'm not the boss. I am not the boss.
And the crazy thing about that is I went through the same thing. I would come home from a long deployment and now she's preparing to compete. She's an alpha. She's running that household and that household is running fine. And then I come home and want to change shit.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I get the, hey, what the fuck are you doing type thing. And then you start to realize, everything I'm changing is actually not for the better.
Yeah.
They just want to change shit because I want to be in charge.
Yeah, because you want to be
I want to be the alpha.
You want to be the alpha.
I want to be the alpha,
I'm the man.
And then you start to realize probably the best thing ever told to me, guys, you want marriage advice? I'm going to give it to you right here. It's called choose your battles.
Yeah. That is the best advice.
Yeah. Choose your battles. I mean, the ones like I used to just alpha up, fight, and then we go this 2-3 day, and then we are in the exact same place. Dude, right now.
Those days suck.
Yeah,
dude.
they do.
They
suck.
Fucking suck because you love this woman.
Yeah,
like you're my best friend. Quit fucking being mad at me.
Yeah,
right?
And then when you rejoin, you're like, oh, we're both assholes, And,
yeah.
And then you do it again, 3 weeks later.
No, I'm usually the asshole.
Yeah, but it's funny because in honestly bringing you on board, I so detected my household in your household.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I got to talk about this because I think a lot of people don't realize that two super alphas can coexist and be best friends is exactly what you said there. But man, the other thing that she does that I fucking love is she pushes me.
Yeah.
Like the one thing for me, to be honest with you, the reason I was able to freaking hang on the workout today is if I fucking slack off in the gym, Amanda will be brutal on me. She'll be like, hey, you're getting fat. You're doing this, you're doing that. And she doesn't really mean it. She loves it, but she knows I'm slipping. And she's like coaching and she's prodding and she knows my ego won't handle it.
Yeah.
And she'll push me. And And you're right too. Like I've gone down the shiny object road before. Like to be honest with you, the decision to move to Born Primitive, I would have never done it if she wasn't the sounding board. I was scared to death to go into private sector because of who I am.
Yeah.
I figure I'm an HR time bomb. You know, I'm going to last a week. And she's like, go for it. You know, this is probably the only environment you'll ever have. You have a seal-owned company. You know, they're about the athlete ethos and all that. She was give it a whirl, and I'd have never taken the step if it wasn't for her. You find yourself in the same way where maybe jumping on the shiny object, and then she redirects you, and the end objective ends up being the best.
Every good idea that I have comes from her.
Okay.
Every single one of them, seriously. And I'm not ashamed to say that. Like I love my wife so much, and I'm so like grateful for her because I get emotional thinking about it, man. Because I would have been so fucked without her. I got so lucky. Like the only way God brought her into my life. Like he literally put her right in front of me at a time when I least expected it. And it was like really fast. It happened really fast. Everybody was like, "You're a fucking idiot. Why are you getting married so quick?" I'm like, dude, because I know I know this is what I'm supposed to do. Like it just was like, my whole life has been that way. I had every time I make a decision, it's because I fucking know that's the right decision, and I'm gonna live with it. Because there's going to be ups and downs in any decision that you make, right? Like you can always go back and be like, oh, maybe I should have done it this way or that way. But I could say that, but then I'm losing. Yeah, but then I'm also losing gratitude for what I actually have built and done, right? And she reminds me of that shit. Because sometimes I'll be like, man, I should have never took that deal. I shouldn't have done that deal with the Broncos the first time. She's like, are you fucking stop? She's like, you're literally like, you sound like a fucking whiny ass entitled little bitch. Like she tells me that. She will say that. You sound like an entitled whiny little bitch. And I'm like, fuck, she's right. I'm like, I don't want to sound like that. She's like, oh, big alpha male over here fucking crying about the past. Like that's how she is. And I need that because what happens if you're surrounded by a bunch of yes people that just like, oh, you're always right no matter what, then that doesn't bring out the best in you. Right. No. And she sees how I like to be coached. Like my defensive line coach that I've responded to best got after my fucking ass every day. And that's how I respond. Like, you got to stay on my ass. I want to be coached. So she like, you know, it's just like everything, you know, it's like, hey, don't just like walk over the fucking clothes on the floor. Pick them up. And I'm like, fuck, she's right. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, you can't argue about that.